what we do or don't do that drives performance. So emotions drive behavior, behavior drives performance. So it is important for us to be able to manage emotions because emotions can either get you on the way or they can get in the way, right? Emotions can interfere with performance or they can actually drive, great results. So emotions or emotional intelligence, the ability to manage one's own emotions is important, not just at work, but in life in general, right? Your ability to manage your emotions determines your level of success in each and every area of your life.
Yeah. So there's work that I can do then to try and be more emotionally intelligent. What happens if I'm working with someone who lacks emotional intelligence? What can I do? How do I handle such people?
Right.
Because the last thing you want to do is tell them you lack emotional intelligence. It's going to create conflict. It's going to be a screaming match.
Yeah, nobody wants to be incompetent.
Yeah.
So definitely it will provoke negative emotions. But I think the first thing is to be able to insulate yourself from other people's emotions because emotions are contagious, right? So if you have someone that is constantly erupting, constantly angry, frustrated, screaming, there is a chance that, it can actually, be contagious and other people can start to experience the same frustration. So you need one negative team member to take the whole team down. They don't have to open their mouth or say anything, just an emotional experience. Somebody who's sad or angry or disappointed with life. We actually we transfer emotions from one person to the next. Emotions are infectious. So without even saying anything, we can pick up each other's emotional frequency or emotional experiences. So that's why it's important to be able to have the awareness to insulate yourself from other people's emotions so that you don't actually take on their own experiences or are influenced by what they're experiencing.
Yeah. So how does it benefit the company? How does it benefit a team, Dr. Majura, when people in that team are emotionally intelligent? And I don't know if companies, still have those programs, development programs where they also teach employees about emotional intelligence and what they can do to be more emotionally intelligent. I want you to talk to us about just the benefit on the company when you've got employees that have these high levels of emotional intelligence.
So if you recall what I said earlier on, emotions drive behavior and behavior drives performance. So if you're in a team, you've got team objectives, and those team objectives obviously impact the overall bottom line of the organization. So you want to get the results. But where people lack emotional intelligence, you start to have team dynamics, conflict, teams under distress, and leadership challenges where even leaders can scream and denigrate individual team members in meetings. And what does this do? This actually gets in the way of performance, right? So when people are not experiencing positive emotions, it's difficult for them to actually perform to the maximum potential. So if we don't have team members that are emotionally intelligent, it gets in the way to perform. It gets in the way to perform or to get the results we want as a team. So the benefit really is when you can manage your emotions, you can definitely achieve the results you seek to achieve. And also have those results in a harmonious way, right? Where everybody is experiencing well-being. We are dealing now with a lot of distress, a lot of depression in the workplace, a lot of conflict, a lot of people who are taking disability because of the experiences that they're having in the workplace. So when you are having an emotionally intelligent team, the downtime is very minimal. You don't have people who are absent, leaving work because they can't stand other people in the team or they can't stand the way they're being treated by their manager, right? You don't also have people calling in sick all the time, right? Because people are enthused, they're passionate, they want to do the work that they want to do, and they know that, even though conflict is inevitable, they are able to resolve this conflict in a natural manner.
So, Dr. Majura, when we talk about emotional intelligence, I think sometimes we make the mistake of thinking, that's often exposed with how you respond to conflict. And in fact, even when in my intro, I indicated that, when you've got conflict at work or when you've got disagreements, how you respond somehow tests your levels of emotional intelligence. But I imagine it's not only through responding to conflict, right? Because I've often, seen or heard people who are very excited in the workplace about something, And the way they just talk about it is a little inappropriate. And I think, but did you not think about that before you said that in this meeting? So, emotional intelligence, am I correct to say it doesn't only apply when we talk about a response to conflict or response to disagreements? It could be it could be a variety of emotions.
Right? Because we're emotional beings, and everything that we do is driven by emotion. So our every interaction or engagement in the workplace has got emotions in it. Right? Whether it is in a meeting, the emotions in a meeting. You could literally get into a meeting and you could house the emotions that are being experienced in the meeting without talking to anybody. Right? So emotions, as long as the people, their emotions, right? Whether it is in a meeting, whether it is pursuing your goals, whether it is dealing with conflict, whether it is motivating people, right? So every element in the organization, where there is human behavior, there's emotion. Right?
Yeah.
As long as we've got people, we've got emotion. And that affects even the organizational culture. What we call organizational culture. It's definitely, I mean, when you look at it, it's what people experience. What are the emotional experiences of the people in this organization? That's what we call organizational culture.
Yeah. 011-883-0702. You can give me a call. I'm interested to hear what your experiences have been. Do you think you've got emotional intelligence? How do you respond to conflict? How do you respond to disagreements? How do you respond to like exciting things in the workplace? And if it's conflict, do you deal with them in a mature manner, or do you cause a scene? Are you a type that holds personal grudges because, oh, my teammate disagreed with me on this day, right? So give me a call on 011-883-0702. We seem to still be experiencing our issues with WhatsApp. So please, if you're able to, can you give me a call on 011-883-0702? And maybe you work with someone, maybe you've got a manager who just is struggling to have that ability to regulate and manage their emotions. So they're causing a scene almost all the time. When you disagree with them, they take it personal and they hold a grudge. How do you deal with someone like that? I'm interested to hear your thoughts. Dr. Majura, let's talk about how you can improve your emotional intelligence, because not all of us were born with these emotional skills. There are things, I imagine, that people can do to help improve their ability to understand and reason with emotions.
Right. So I think the thing is we are not schooled around emotions. Just the same way we are schooled around literacy and just being able to write your ABC, we also need to be able to be taught and learn about emotion. So the first thing is the ability to have emotional literacy. Can you name your emotional experiences? Because a lot of the times we have the emotional experience, but we are unable to actually name all the experiences. I don't know if you've ever had this situation where someone is screaming and you say to them, are you feeling angry? And they say, do I look like I'm feeling angry? Do I look like I'm angry to you? But so they are unaware, they are unable to decode their own emotional experiences. I think the first thing is to build emotional literacy. How many emotional words can you say or write? I normally ask people in our training sessions, write, 10 emotions. And people start talking about crying, all these behaviors, not necessarily the emotion itself. So I think the first step is developing emotional literacy, emotional language. What